Hello, family, friends, and fans. I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and this is Under the Wolf Moon, track by track. It's a day by day, tune by tune analysis of my new a cappella record, Under the Wolf Moon. So let's get right to it, shall we? We're on the third song of the album. It's the title track, Under the Wolf Moon. I often do like to have title tracks. I like to have, I like to take my album titles from one of the songs. You know, I didn't with City of Eternal Spring, although the phrase does pop up a lot on that record, but it's not one of the titles. In this case, I've got a titular tune, and it's like a lot of the songs on this record, it's musically fairly simplistic. This one's in a minor key. I know I needed something in a. I had this song came in the second wave of writing. I did roughly half an album, and then I did more than that, but I cut a lot of it. And then I decided to do a Christmas album, and I got about halfway through that. And then I had to finish both records. So I was sort of bouncing back and forth, writing. I'd put the Christmas record aside, and I'd go back to this one and write a bunch of new songs and record them, then do the same for the Christmas, then come back to this one and modify and things like that. So this would have been in the second wave, Under the Wolf Moon. And it's in a minor key, which the album needed, and it's good minor. It's a mid tempo sort of a song, not very slow, but it's got a groove to it, like a groove grind kind of a feel. Um, it comes from there's a kind of a moon called a wolf moon. I didn't know. There's the blood moon. There's I think there was a thing called under the cherry moon. So anyway, I heard this turn of phrase, wolf moon. Now, of course, if you know me really well, you know that I'm a Sigma, and that's the lone wolf personality. And I did a whole book called Tracking the Lone Wolf, the Sigma at work, at home, and at play. And I had a series, a YouTube sort of a series based on it that ran for about a year called Tracking the Lone Wolf. And so the wolf thing is sort of, I wouldn't say it's part of my persona or anything like that, but I have a kinship with it somehow. So I decided Wolf Moon. That sounds great. Perfect for this kind of song. Um, it's this album was written and recorded around the time of the 2024 presidential election. So there's largely a there's the lyrics kind of reflect that in a sort of an apprehensive sort of way. I don't want to say gloom and doom, but the album reflects a certain kind of a trepidation about where the future is going, and a lot of the lyrics sort of reflect that. And Under the Wolf Moon is one of those. So it's it's sort of oblique, but it's it's fairly gloom and doomish a little bit, yo, a little bit gloom and doom, yo, huh? And that theme comes up a lot in the record. A lot of that is because once I spun this thing into two records, the other one was the Christmas, and that was just unerringly cheerful, and I can't do that much cheerfulness. So everything on Under the Wolf Moon, the lyrics, they're a bit darker. Wilden, that's a fun poppy song, but the lyrics have a dark side to them. Love is just a four-letter word is light and poppy, but I mean, even the title tells you it's got a dark streak in it. And a lot of these songs do. I'm looking at my list here. Some of them are more hopeful than others. Under the Wolf Moon is not one of those. So check it out. If you're kind of a cynical, jaded type snark person like I am, then you might find that to be a fun listen. Like others, it's got sound effects. It's got a wolf howling. I did that in Wild, and I got a car driving by, you know, having fun with the acapella thing. I hope you have fun with it too. So, not much more to say about this song. Check it out. There's a link below, so you can go to YouTube and hear it for free. You don't have to pay for it at all. You can listen to the whole album for free, actually, on YouTube. The whole playlist, there's a link to it on the introductory webisode of Under the Wolf Moon track by track, so you can listen to the whole thing, or you can wait and listen to the next one tomorrow. I'll be here every day until this record's done. That's how these things are now. They're consecutive day to day instead of one every week, which is how I did the first installment of this, City of Eternal Spring. But now that one's in a rerun, and you can just watch it. You can watch them all. And unless you're watching the debut webisode of this, then it's probably in a rerun, and you can watch these videos consecutively. I don't know. Do whatever you would like to do. That's my advice. And with that, I'm going to leave you. Check out the tune. There's a link below. It's free. It's fun. And that's the way life should be, folks. So enjoy it. Tune in again tomorrow for another analysis of a tune from Under the Wolf Moon. And until then, this is Fletcher Rhoden saying, bye, Mary.